We kept the window cracked for the sound, a desperate plea for something real. Rain splattered on the rusted fire escape, a gritty symphony that masked the silence within these walls. My wife and I spoke different languages, a chasm that widened with each unspoken word. We did not translate. Instead, we traded meaning for tones, a hollow echo in a vacant chamber. Her voice was quiet and warm, a frail shield against the encroaching cold. I clung to it, the only constant in a world slipping away. The first time she came home with cat heads, I laughed, mistaking horror for a macabre joke. She set them on the kitchen counter, nonchalantly, like groceries, and spoke in her strange tongue. I did not understand, but her voice softened the edges of the apartment, a temporary balm on a festering wound. The bathroom reeked of copper for days, a metallic reminder of the grotesque offering. I smiled when she smiled, a pathetic charade masking my growing fear. The world outside grew distant, as if a veil had descended. 2 days later, it was goat heads, then after that, cow heads, heavy and dull, like she was dragging the weather indoors. Each time she sang fragments into my ears, sibilant syllables that hinted at something fierce. I pretended a hollow echo of normalcy. Pretending became a ritual, a twisted dance of denial. She pretended back, a silent agreement to ignore the monstrous truth. We learned to live inside a shared script, I echoing the sounds she liked, she humming along to mine. It was easier than asking questions, safer to remain immersed in the illusion. The abyss stared back, and I dared not acknowledge its gaze. The small mercies dulled the sharpest edges of fear. City does not notice you, a looped thing, lost in the cacophony of sirens and broken dreams. The lights in our hall buzzed like trapped insects, a constant reminder of our isolation. We were ghosts, haunting our own lives. The doorman gave polite distance when she passed with a bag, his eyes averted, a silent acknowledgement of the unspeakable. A neighbor called once, but we ignored the knock, retreating further into our self-made prison. All that mattered was the small domestic music of her speaking and my listening, a fragile harmony in a world descending into madness. We clung to it as if it were a lifeline, a desperate attempt to stay afloat. Then, yesterday she came home with 2 human heads, one male, one female, swaddled in newspaper, casual as groceries. The world tilted on its axis, the air grew thick and heavy. She spoke and spoke, her voice a river of incomprehensible sounds. I did not understand a single sentence, the words like jagged shards of glass against my ears. The reality shattered around me. The smell was all iron and old teeth, a visceral assault that choked the air. My tongue felt like a foreign object in my mouth, paralyzed by fear. The scream died in my throat, a silent testament to my helplessness. I should have run, fled into the night, severing all ties to this nightmare. I should have called someone, anyone, to bear witness to this madness. But I was frozen, paralyzed by a fear that transcended reason. Instead, I set the radio to low, a pathetic attempt to drown out the screaming silence. I made tea, a ritual of normalcy in a world gone irrevocably mad. I sat opposite her at the kitchen table, a willing participant in this macabre charade.
She smiled, a serene, unsettling expression that sent shivers down my spine. I smiled back, a hollow imitation of joy. We listened to one another across the canyon of sound we would never bridge, trapped in our separate realities.
Her voice was perfect as always. Weary, lulling, intimate, a siren song leading me further into the depths. Outside, the rain erased footprints, washing away any trace of our existence. We are two people keeping time with the same small mercy, clinging to the illusion of normalcy. We do not ask for meaning, for truth is too terrifying to bear. We do not need it, for ignorance is bliss, and the darkness is a comforting embrace. We have our voices, a fragile shield against the terrors that lurk within and without. They soothe, a lullaby of madness, a promise of oblivion. They cover what we hide, the unspeakable horrors that fester beneath the surface. The apartment is a tomb, the city a labyrinth, and we are lost within its twisting corridors. The darkness deepens, consuming all that remains. I look at her, and I see a stranger, a creature from another world. But still, I stay. A dark secret is a powerful bond. What is love but a shared delusion? The city has never felt so small. We are not alone in our madness. Our voices bind us. We are trapped in the symphony of silence. I can no longer tell if I am awake or asleep. The rain continues to fall. We are keeping time with the end of the world. We are two people keeping time with the same small mercy. We do not ask for meaning. We have our voices. They soothe.